Hey Ken, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good to see you again. Glad you made it in.
No, it's good. Bad traffic, but I made it a little bit late. We're good.
Okay. Well, what's going on today? How are things going?
Uh, not too well. I have a good friend of mine that I used to work with, and he's had cancer for a while, and they thought they were gonna have surgery last week and be able to get it, but it didn't work out. So he's back to square one on chemotherapy, radiation, all that stuff. So it's hard because he has kids the same age as mine. It's hard to figure out right now.
Okay. So you feel just some concern for your friend because he has cancer and he's got small children like you?
Yeah, I'm concerned for him, of course, and his wife, and the kids, but just kind of, we're almost the same age, and it's just got me thinking about the future and my kids and my wife and all that stuff, and who knows, we live here in Houston with, MD Anderson, and there's always cancer all around us, and it just seems like overwhelming.
So you feel overwhelmed that your friend has cancer, so many people have cancer in the area, and that really that there's just nothing that you can do about that, but you'd like to, perhaps, if you could, you'd like to make things better for them.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain things you can do with praying over meals and praying for them. Have your church and Sunday school class. Praying for them. But at the end of the day, the prognosis is still the same. And sometimes you wonder. You ask. Why is this happening to somebody, such a good person, who's a Christian? All those questions come, to your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Mm-hmm. So what I'm hearing you saying.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. What I'm hearing you say is that you just really don't understand why, and you feel sadness that this has to happen to such a good person, and that what it means to you is, it's really sad, really difficult.
Yeah, I mean it's not easy, and it couldn't happen to a less deserving person. I mean, he's an awesome guy, and he's always been there for me. When we used to work together, he was always there for me, good or bad, and it doesn't seem right,
Mm-hmm.
especially with his kids. They're the same age as my kids. I mean, what are they going to do without a father?
Mm-hmm.
What are they going to do? I mean, that's my only prayer with my kids, is that just keep me around until they're 18, 19, 20 years old. And that's it. And then,
Mm-hmm.
don't take me until then. So I'm having a hard time, understanding the why,
Mm-hmm.
or,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just hard.
Well, it sounds like a difficult time for you. You seem confused.
Yeah.
About your friend having cancer and what you can do to make it feel better for his family and his children.
Yeah. But, my question is, what can you do besides the obvious?
Mm-hmm.
And there's really nothing. I mean, it's just it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
For everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I can start focusing on what I'm going to be to the family when and if he does pass away. But I don't know. Some of my emotions about that are just,
Mm-hmm.
it might be too hard to be in that role. I don't know. There's too many questions up in the air.
You feel like seems like you feel like this is a very difficult time for not only you, but for Mark, this gentleman and his family. And you're just wondering, what can you do to make things better for them if he does pass away?
Yeah. And so, because his wife is saying that there's probably, 3 to 6 months now that they, can't go to surgery. Can't do surgery to cut out the cancer, and it's spread too much. So it's, time. It's just a matter of time. He's only 47 years old. I'm 44. It's not. I'm right there, and it's gonna slap in the face and a wake up call for me is how much time do I have left, and what's really going on in my life, and what am I living for, and what kind of legacy am I gonna leave behind? It's all this quite I don't know. It's just rough right now. And I don't like it at all.
So you feel like your friend having cancer and his family going through this difficult time has kind of led you to kind of gain a little bit of more perspective on your role in your family and maybe a different value on your life with your children?
Yeah, I think so. I'm looking at my kids now thinking, how much time do I have left, and what kind of impact am I going to make now for the rest of their lives instead of waiting. I think my biggest thing, I'm a procrastinator, and I've been a procrastinator my whole life. It's like, when am I going to make it, so that I do the right things with my kids now instead of waiting, saying I'll get to that, I'll go fishing more with my kids later, I'll go spend more time with my kids later instead of doing it now. So I guess that's the silver lining, right? Is that we look at our own mortality and do better things with our kids now and our spouses now, right? So yeah, maybe that's the bright spot. I don't know.
So you feel that really, I guess, the focus of your friend going through the cancer and the impact on his family has led you as a goal to want to spend more quality time with your children and, slow life down a little bit and spend more day to day, not procrastinate, like you had said, and set a goal of spending more quality time daily with your children?
Yeah, absolutely. And kind of glad I've been able to talk about it, because I really can't talk about this with anybody, because I haven't known anybody that, when I was little I had a friend pass away from cancer, but I was 18 years old. And but now having kids, it's a big difference with me, because I don't want to leave them without a legacy or not knowing me as a father. So and my spouse and my wife. So it's almost the term "seize the day" comes to mind, and but it's true.
So what I'm hearing you say, Ken, is that, like you just said, seize the day. These things that are happening have happened in terms of the people in your life having cancer, have kind of helped you really want to seize the moments more closely and spend more quality time with your family and just, move forward in a positive manner.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. All those things are exactly what I want to do. It's just making sure that I do them, because we all get so busy in our jobs and our kids and their activities and spouse and this and that. But my friend that has cancer, I mean, he's been on long-term disability for a long time now, and he's had that time to spend more quality time with his kids, where he's not he used to travel a lot, and he's not doing that at all now. He hasn't in the past 8 months, and he told me that he's been able to spend a lot more quality time with his kids and his wife. So I don't know, it's just one of those things.
So I'm sensing that you feel sadness that he's going through this, and it seems I'm sensing a real sense of almost a depressed feeling, because your friend has cancer, he's losing his life. It's helped you set goals towards spending more quality time with your children. Do you have an idea of how to move forward with setting those goals?
No, I think maybe, I don't know, writing them down. I mean, somebody told me a long time ago to write down your goals, and sometimes I do, but most times I don't, but when it comes to my family, I think I'll start writing down my goals. And just, living every day like it might be my last.
Mhm.
It's kind of a morbid perspective, but it kind of puts things into
Mhm.
the right order.
So you feel very focused right now on a goal of spending more quality time with your children by writing down some of those things that you don't want to miss out on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the simple stuff like helping them with their homework or going fishing or going Valentine's dance with my daughter or taking my son to the baseball game is not the, it's not so much quality, but more maybe, quantity, being with them,
Mm-hmm.
being in the moment instead of being preoccupied. Like a lot of times I get preoccupied with my job, and even though I'm with my family, I'm with my kids, I'm thinking about my job, and my goal would be to table that and be more quality one-on-one listening, hearing them, and helping them out. We all know the right things to do. I think it's in us. It takes situations like my friend going through to kind of take the spotlight on it
Mm-hmm.
and, make it, where I want to do more of the right thing, or what we were, made to do.
Mm-hmm. So you feel very, very assertive on setting these goals, writing down goals to spend with your children, and because you see the problem of your friend losing his life and not being able to be with his family, it's helped you to realize that spending more time with your children you can take day by day and spend more time with them and not lose on any moment.
Right. No. Absolutely. I agree.
Okay. Okay, Ken. Well, I guess what I've heard you say today is that you have a friend and has in the past had several friends that have gone through cancer and lost a life and possibly losing life in the future, and that has helped you. You have felt sadness because of those situations, but that has helped you feel focused on spending more quality time with your children and not procrastinating and taking things day by day and really having more quality and quantity time with your family. Is that
Right.
correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, great. Well, the next time we meet, and we have to stop for today, but the next time we meet, Ken, we'll be able to maybe talk about how those things are going for you in those goals that you've set here today, and maybe work on more positive ways to increase your time with your family in the future.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, thanks for listening.
I appreciate it. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.